In a music scene packed with artists fighting for attention, one masked teenager with no interviews, no public identity, and no major label machine has managed to turn complete anonymity into real money, rising from a small online following to millions of monthly listeners, selling out venues in seconds, watching ticket prices jump on resale markets, and pushing his debut album onto major streaming charts while giving the world nothing but a voice, a mask, and a thick Scouse accent to work with. Since his rise seems inexplicable and his earnings continue to grow in ways the industry cannot fully understand, we're analyzing 3 key questions to uncover the true story behind his success, which move transformed his mystery into profit, why the Timothée Chalamet rumor boosted his fame, and which business strategies are secretly making EsDeeKid wealthier than artists backed by large corporations. The foundation of his wealth. EsDeeKid's success wasn't accidental. It stemmed from a series of early decisions that most new artists wouldn't make, like releasing his first track on SoundCloud in May 2024 while wearing a mask. This simple choice kept the focus on his voice and flow rather than how he looked, which sparked interest right away and let him build demand before giving fans anything personal. From the very beginning, he took away the distractions that often cause new artists to fail. This forced listeners to focus on the music itself. At the same time, he paired his thick Scouse accent with short tracks that could be played over and over again. This helped him stand out in a crowded genre and turned every TikTok scroll into more streams and more money. When LV Sandals became a huge hit in early 2025, he didn't quickly put out an album like most artists would. Instead, he waited until TikTok was full of edits, memes and clips with his voice, and then released Rebel at the exact moment that the algorithm was already promoting his name to millions of people. This let songs like Phantom and For Raws rise without paid promotion and increased his monthly listeners from 1 million to almost 7 million in just a few months, which in turn helped him save money because he didn't spend anything on marketing. He doesn't do interviews, live streams, or anything else that would make him more well-known or cause him to make a mistake in public. This silence is a mystery that keeps fans and blogs talking about him every day, which gets him free press and saves him the money that artists usually spend on PR teams. But as impactful as these early actions are, they're small compared to the next part of his story. The conspiracy didn't just make him popular, it also made him much richer, and that's where things get interesting. How rumors made him global. EsDeeKid's rise didn't only depend on strategy and timing, it exploded globally because he understood something most artists overlook. Conspiracy is currency, and the moment fans started whispering that he might secretly be Timothée Chalamet, he did the smartest thing he could have done: absolutely nothing, which allowed the rumor to grow without limits, as fans pointed out that his eyes and brows had the same shape as Timothy's, that they wore the same Alexander McQueen scarf, that Timothy himself commented with the side eyes emoji under a post, that Aiden Zamiri, one of Timothy's closest creative friends, posted from an EsDeeKid concert, and that Timothy even appeared at a fake mink show, the same fake mink who collaborates directly with EsDeeKid. And instead of stepping in to shut down these rumors, he stayed silent and watched millions of people across TikTok, Reddit, and X stream his music just to hear if it sounded like Timothy, which pushed his visibility in the US, France, and South America without him spending a single dollar. The amazing thing about this silence was that it not only made him more popular around the world, but it also turned who he was into a battleground where fans argued endlessly about whether he was Timothy, Dual Spines, a random Liverpool teenager, or an industry plant. This turned his mystery into a self-replenishing marketing machine that fed the algorithm more consistently than paid ads ever could. He planned his first tour the way he did because he understood psychological demand and scarcity. For example, he chose small venues over big ones, so cities like Los Angeles had fewer than 1,000 seats, while more than 30,000 people waited in line. This made resale prices shoot up past $700 right away and created a fancy, exclusive brand around his shows. This made each concert feel like a unique cultural event instead of a normal rap show. He also refused to expand the venues, but as powerful as the conspiracy wave and the scarcity strategy are, the next level of his wealth building is even more surprising because the biggest money he's making doesn't come from rumors or streams. It comes from behind the scenes moves that most fans never notice. And that's where everything about his rise suddenly makes sense. How he's making more money than many A-list rappers. A lot of people think EsDeeKid is rich because of luck or hype, but the truth is that he has a business setup that most popular artists would love to have. For example, he releases music under a small company called Lizzie Records instead of a major label. This protects him from 360 deals, royalty traps, and corporate splits. This gives him a level of financial control that artists with double or triple his monthly listeners never have because major labels take the most money before artists get paid. EsDeeKid's mask is one of the smartest business assets in modern rap because it protects his privacy, reduces security costs, creates a clear brand identity like MF Doom or Marshmello, and lets him sell mask-themed clothing at high margins. It even gives him the ability to rotate performers in rare situations without breaking the illusion. Staying independent right when his numbers blew up turned his growth into pure profit, and the mask he wears isn't just for looks, it's a business tool. This is also why his music sounds so cohesive. His one producer strategy with Wraith keeps every beat inside the same sonic universe, making his sound instantly recognizable in 2 seconds, which is perfect for TikTok's quick scroll environment where the first moment determines whether a clip goes viral or gets skipped. The truth stands out when you put everything in order. EsDeeKid didn't just become famous because of mystery or virality, he built a machine where every rumor, every mask, every beat, and every platform turns into money that he fully owns. And that system raises a final question. If he's already making this much before his face reveal, how much will he be worth when the mystery finally breaks? People have tried to unmask EsDeeKid, expose the rumors, and end the mystery. Yet every attempt only pushes him higher. He has outgrown the underground, built a system that keeps nearly every dollar in his pocket, and turned anonymity into one of the most profitable strategies in modern rap. Most artists peak once and fade. EsDeeKid reached his peak without revealing his face, and it already looks like the start of something bigger. When the mask finally comes off, does his influence grow or does the myth dissolve? Share your take in the comments. If this breakdown clarified how his rise really works, pass it along to someone who's been watching from the start. You can also check out our previous breakdown, Bold Moves That Made Taylor Swift Unstoppable.